When I was in college, my credit was really bad. And I didn't know anything about credit. I had a 585. I could not get
Dang.
approved for
I
any
remember
credit.
those days.
Exactly, right. So I just couldn't. I was driving a beat up car. I was driving a 2003 Chevrolet Cavalier. I was trying to get a new car. I couldn't get approved for it. And any credit card that I wanted to get, I got denied. So I didn't really know what credit was. So I started asking myself, hey, I started studying the game, right? I started studying the game towards the end of my college career. When I got into the military full time, that's when I started learning more about credit, and I managed to clean my own credit, where I took it from 585 to 840 in about 18 months.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Chart Slay here again with another video. And today, you guys already know, on the Digital Empire podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship and digital investments, we have an amazing speaker, someone who's actually similar in the field that I am, that helps millennials, anybody in the game, to literally change their lives, leveraging what we call other people's money. So I want to go ahead and welcome my brother. How you feeling, Lucien? How you feeling? And let me make sure I'm saying your name right. How you pronounce your name?
Man, my name is Lucini.
Yes. Man, is that Italian?
No, Lucini is not Italian. Lucini is actually a West African name. It's a Mandingo name, actually.
That's dope. That's dope, man. I don't like butchering people's names, so I gotta ask. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you on that one.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So let me ask you a couple questions, brother. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got into the game, real quick.
So again, my name is Lucini. I'm a United States Army officer, entrepreneur, and author. So I got into the credit game about 4 years ago. When I was in college, my credit was really bad. And I didn't know anything about credit. I had a 585. I could not get approved for any credit.
Those days.
Exactly, right. So I just couldn't. I was driving a beat up car. I was driving a 2003 Chevrolet Cavalier. I was trying to get a new car. I couldn't get approved for it. And any credit card that I wanted to get, I got denied. So I didn't really know what credit was. So I started asking myself, hey, I started studying the game, right? I started studying the game towards the end of my college career. When I got into the military full time, that's when I started learning more about credit, and I managed to clean my own credit, where I took it from 585 to 840 in about 18 months.
Hey fam, it's Chart Slay here. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot of knowledge, and if you guys are getting value, make sure you click the like, comment, and subscribe button, and definitely hit the bell to get notified, because I want to make sure I drop exclusive updates every single day. And if you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the comments below and hashtag HeySlayer, and I'll most definitely get to them when I can. If you want to join my exclusive community where you get updates before anybody else does, quotes and etc., definitely text the word socials to 201-490-3822. Family, I want to see you win. Peace out.
Dope. So yeah.
Yo, that's dope.
So when I did it, right, when I cleaned my credit from 585 to 840 in about 18 months, I quickly realized that I had a skill set. I realized that it was something that I could implement, and it was something that I can either do for other people, and it was something that I could literally make money out of doing it. So before I got into the credit game, one of my mentors was like, hey, one of the quickest ways to establish credibility was write a book. So I already had a story, because I had a grand mal seizure where I broke my left shoulder, dislocated my right shoulder, and I was in a coma for 8 hours. So exactly, he was like, hey, make sure write a story about that, so then people can know who you are. So when I wrote my book, I was able to sell over, I believe, 500 copies in literally 30 days, and I was Amazon bestseller. And that was the gateway to where a lot of people was knowing who Lucini Donza was. And he told me, hey, capitalize on this. And I quickly capitalized on it. And one of the things, the key component things he said, when you get into entrepreneurship, make sure you do something that comes easy to you and other people It's hard. Other people find it harder. So that's when I was like, credit came to easy to me. So that's how Marcus, I got into the game. And so far, I've been doing it, man, for the last 2.5 years. I've been doing it legally. When I first got into the game, I was
key thing.
Yeah. Say that again.
I said, yeah, that's a key thing right there.
Legally. Right, legally, right? Because a lot of times we do stuff on the back end. So legally, I've been doing it for 2 years, but I've been literally doing it for the last 4 years, actually.
That's dope.
Question, yeah.
Man, that's dope. So see, on this podcast, I like to give a lot of game, right? So I want to get all the sauce. Right? I need all the drip, all of it. So like, let me ask you this: what type of dispute methods do you use? Is it standard? Is it factual? Is it online? Is it consumer law? Like what type of dispute methods do you usually use?
So the dispute method that I use that is more effective for me is sometimes I write my own letters. So I write, so if a client come to me, right, a lot of people don't know it because a lot of times when you send in a dispute letter, is read by a computer system.
Right.
So one of the things that I realized that when you write the letter, handwrite the letter, it obviously is not the traditional way to do it, right? But when you handwrite your letters, it actually a human have to read it, right? And then you handwrite the letters. Another method I use is a 2-week method, which you backdate. So you backdate it, so that way that it forces whoever it. So now, if they're reading the letter is backdated. They're forced to actually take action on that. So whenever I use those two methods, I have found it more effective to get the stuff off my client's credit. So that's
that's dope. So the 2-week method, I'm familiar with that. 609 letter, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. 609 letter, backdated 2 weeks, right? And then the 30-day to comply letters and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Right. So I just want to make sure that we're on it because I run that same play. That 2-week method is effective, right? I've gotten student loans taken off from using that. So, but let me ask you this: is there anything more to just the follow? Like, what other follow-up methods do you use after that 30-day to comply letter?
So, whenever I sit after the 30-day follow-up letter, depending on 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be honest, depending on the method that I use, it comes off. But after the follow-up, I kind of it's a letter of where I write stating what was the method of verification letter. It's a long letter that I write where 9 times out of 10, they're not going to want to read it because they don't have all the proof. Because most of the time when they sell your information, the bank that sells your information no longer have the original documents, right? So because they no longer have their original documents after the 30-day follow-up letter, depending on what they say, if they say, hey, we verify this client, this debt or whatever is yours, then I follow up with another letter stating what was the method of debt verification, who did you talk to, or account. It's a long, it's like a 2-page letter that states all the tough questions
right here.
The tough questions. No, you good. It's a 2-page letter that states all the tough questions. So that way, like 9 times out of 10, after I sent that letter, a lot of this stuff come off because they don't have all the accurate information to back up their claim to actually let that debt or collection stay on your credit report.
I teach consumer law, right? This is what I teach to our people. And no matter how many times I teach it, 609 letters is always smacking, right? It always hits. The 30-day comply letter always hits. So what do you suggest after someone gets, like, what does an ideal credit profile look like? Like, what do they do after they get some of these stuff taken off? Like, what do they do?
All right, that's perfect. So ideal credit report literally have multiple installment accounts, right? So I'm going to describe my credit report, right? When I clean up my credit, even though I had a 720 prior to getting into an 840 without having a mortgage, right? Because a lot of people think, hey, I need to have a mortgage to get into 800.
Right.
So one of the things I did was, because I had a car note This is a hack, right? I refinanced my car 3 times. That's 3 positive accounts. So I use a loan to pay off a loan to pay off a loan. Now, when I paid everything off, eventually, that was 3 positive accounts. You need to have multiple positive accounts on your structure properly on your credit report, right? So when I did that, another hack that I did was I went into Navy Federal, I went into Alliance Credit, and I got a loan for $1,000, and I paid it off. I got the term of the loan was for 6 months. I paid it off. Then I got another loan, paid it off, got another loan. So in a year, within that 18-month span time, I ended up getting over 10 different loans, and I had 10 plus positive accounts. So you need to have a revolving accounts paid off. You need to have like a bunch of positive accounts. You know, have like the installment loans for your car notes. You need to make sure that's paid off. So once my credit was structured properly, although I didn't have a mortgage, what that showed the credit bureau was that, hey, this person, he's had a lot of loans. He has a lot of positive accounts. Another thing I tell people is you want to make sure you apply for at least 4 to 5 credit cards and have a credit. So for me, I have a personal credit of over $300,000, right? Okay. So you want to have at least minimum over 50 to 75,000 in personal credit. So, and that's something that they don't tell you. That's something that
write that down. That's a bar.
That's something that they don't tell you, because if you have a lot in credit limit, then that tells the bank that this person has a lot of money, but they're only using $10,000 or they're only using $5,000. So I had over 80,000 in credit limit prior to me getting the 800, and I was only using 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and I was paying it off slowly. And then what I would do with, I would spend 10 grand, and then in 3 months or 2 months, I'll pay it off. Boom, my credit score would jump. So as I kept on doing that, as I kept on building interest on the credit cards, and that's why a lot of people stay away from credit card. You need to make sure that credit card is they got to make money off you. But guess what? Sure. When they make money off you, then you go, I got a $50,000 loan from Navy Federal that I use to invest. Okay. In the assets, right? In a Airbnb deal with myself and a couple friends. But the reason why Navy Federal was able to give me that amount was because of the amount of money I was making, and also because of the amount of business. Another thing too, make sure you are doing businesses with the bank. So banks would give you more money. Like I have a good relationship with Bank of America, and I have a good relationship with Navy Federal. So make sure these banks are making money off you with you taking out their loan and accumulating interest. All those things helped me a lot to where they gave me 50 grand. I invested in the asset that I'm going to be making money once the building is complete. Now, once I pay off that 50 grand, guess what I'm going to go? I'm going to ask for $100,000, show proof I am making over 150, 200,000. Once they give me that, guess what I'm going to do? Invest it in the asset. Navy Federal, Bank of America, all these banks are going to keep giving you money because you are utilizing them and you're having business with them.
Y'all heard it from the best. I got blown away on this podcast, so I know y'all got blown away. Y'all, I appreciate you guys for being on here. Check out my boy on Instagram. Yo, I need y'all to literally like, comment, subscribe. If you want here on podcast, definitely leave a review at the bottom. And family, I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. So peace out.